For today's episode of the Best of 2023 awards here on Game Wisdom, we are now going to the puzzle genre. We're getting rid of the story and focusing on those sweet puzzles, different colored blocks, and many convoluted paths to get there. As always, let's start up with the runner-ups, and we're beginning with Soul Spectrum. This is a puzzle game where you are trapped in a mysterious building after dying. In order to get out, you must use your acquired immortality to kill, come back to life, and then kill yourself some more in order to solve the myriad of puzzles and figure out why you're trapped here. The mechanic here is every time you die, you kind of turn into a different form, going from like human to skeleton to spirit to something else, and then when you come back to life, you'll go in the reverse order. So puzzle logic here is about kind of getting yourself into the right form to then go back into another form and kind of solving the puzzles using all of them here and there. It's a game that does what it sets out to do, so if you're looking for a somewhat lighthearted take on a dark topic, but still with some challenging puzzles, then this is a solid pick. For our next runner-up, it is Save Room the Merchant. This is the sequel to Save Room. That is a series that basically asks the question, can we turn the whole inventory Tetris management of the Resident Evil games into a full-fledged puzzle? And the answer is yes. In each game, or in this one, your job is to, well, manage your inventory, make sure all your guns are loaded, all your items are properly combined, and use the merchant in order to buy, sell, get new items, and upgrade for the task at hand. A task in which you will not be participating in at all. Despite, of course, loading multiple guns, magnums, shotguns, getting grenades, you have no say in the combat. It's only up to your inventory management skills to win the day here. So if you're someone who loves the idea of a very sorted inventory and want to see every single tile perfectly filled, then this is a solid recommendation for you. We're getting to the top 5 now and beginning with Cocoon. This game came out relatively nowhere to be on a lot of people's favorites lists. I believe this was designed by one of the main names behind Limbo or Inside, one of those games. In it, you start out simply in a desert world, picking up orbs, doing things here and there, to then discover that you are in a pocket universe. And you will have to explore multiple pocket universes, sometimes going from one universe into the other into another, getting some universeception in order to solve the game's brain-twisty puzzles. The level design in this one is phenomenal, and this is helped by the fact that the game will remove or cut out elements that are no longer needed, so you're only left with the tools at hand for the respective puzzle, rather than trying to think, well, did I leave something like 4 rooms back there I need to bring over here in order to solve this part to then go over there. The game story is told entirely without dialogue, and of course will probably be with more questions than answers. But it is a very phenomenal foundation. I hope that this isn't the last pocket universe jumping we're going to be doing from this series. We now have one of the games I really enjoyed from my IGF judging, and that is Recall. In this puzzle game, you must use the power of rewriting memories and flashbacks in order to get your characters out of very sticky and unusual situations, all while the world shapes and morphs around you based on how you respond in these various flashbacks. The puzzle solving in this one will revolve around you kind of going down different leads, getting the information you need, then go and alter reality to then use that information somewhere else. It's very clever in its puzzle solving. I would say it's definitely more on the moderate to advanced side, if you don't quite get the logic involved. My only criticism about the game is I do think it kind of falls a little bit near the end, with the game's kind of final set of puzzles, and the story just kind of wraps up very abruptly. But I love the concept of the story, the aesthetics, and the tone, and I hope the developer decides to work on this or do similar puzzle-style games in the future. So if you're looking for a puzzle game that really does go somewhere we really haven't seen before, then I highly recommend this one. A game that I'm surprised we didn't hear a lot more coverage about, especially near the end of the year, was Viewfinder. This one has the entire kind of twist and hook about image and perspective manipulation, as you can take pictures and then alter them and then kind of place them within the world itself. It's again another one of those games where the puzzles feel very weird and abstract, but at the same time they make sense within the logic of the world itself. There are some beautiful aesthetics going on here. Now, with that said, the main criticism of Viewfinder is that once you've kind of solved one puzzle or kind of gotten like the main hook out of the way, there's not really, I think, anything more the game's going to teach you. It's just variations of the same theme. But that theme is still phenomenal, and definitely a must-play if you're looking for a very high-concept puzzle game. We now turn to this list entry for the game that kind of hits multiple ones, and that is the Talos Principle 2, a game that I still need to play a lot more of just to wrap my head around. The first Talos Principle was a combination of logic-based puzzles, very unusual puzzle design, and existentialism and conflicts about what it means to be real. Again, a very light and easily understood game. And the Talos Principle 2 takes all that and adds even more to it, with larger worlds to explore, more puzzles within puzzles, secrets, and all that. It is a massive game, not only in terms of scope and design, but in terms of hard drive space as well. If you enjoyed the first Talos Principle, this is a no-brainer to play. And if you missed the first one looking for a very cerebral and heavy dose of puzzle and thinking to do, then definitely check this one out. And last but not least, we turn to Voidstranger, the latest game from developers of Zero Ranger, with a title that, well, defies really all logic. In a surprising multi-win, it should also get the awards for Best Action Game, Best Shmup, Best RPG, Best Story, Best Music, Best Puzzle, Best Adventure. What else can we give it? Maybe, I don't know, Best Open World Game, Best First-Person Shooter, and I'm not going to elaborate on any of that. A few of those topics are kind of apt for it. Voidstranger is still, at its core, a Sokoban-style puzzle game, and why doesn't fit within the most original or kind of genre-busting out examples from the previous award. But the game takes its Sokoban kind of foundation and then runs every which way with it, including time loops, alternate worlds, crazy storylines, boss fights, and a lot more. It's a game that I can't tell you why it deserves to get all these awards or why it's such a high-praising game without ruining the twist of this game. But there is a lot to uncover, and this is an easy recommendation if you're looking for a game that is layers upon layers upon layers deep. And if you do get confused or stuck, by no means, or you can certainly use the Steam guide to solve some of the meta puzzles, which I had to do, or otherwise I would have never have gotten to the true ending of this game. But it is a title you will either love it or hate it, and as a puzzle game, it is easily one of the best of this year. I believe we're about halfway done the list now. It's kind of hard to tell with all the games I've played, but that will do it for Best Puzzles. If you had a favorite puzzle game that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments down below. And with that, enjoy the rest of your night and come back for our next part. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to do the YouTubing stuff people tell you to do. If you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my books wherever they are sold. Visit our Discord and Patreon, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on game wisdom, where you some of the art and science of games.